It's 2:13 a.m. when your terminal unlocks itself. You didn't touch it. You're halfway through reheated coffee, sitting in the dim blue glow of a monitor that should be isolated, air-gapped, untouchable from the outside world. The cursor blinks once, then twice. Then a line of text appears, character by character, like someone typing from inside your machine. Access granted. Report immediately. You freeze. No one is supposed to have access to this system except you. No one. Your pulse tightens in your throat. You glance at the encrypted drive still plugged into your machine, the one you built yourself, the one no agency, no corporation, no state actor has ever successfully breached. You designed it that way. That was the point. And yet, someone just walked in like the door never existed. Another line appears. You're late. You don't respond. You disconnect the network cables out of instinct, even though you know it's pointless. This machine isn't connected to anything. That's the entire reason they recruited you. A third line appears. Room 7. Now. The screen goes black. No shutdown, no warning, just darkness. You sit there, listening to your own breathing, trying to decide if this is the moment you disappear or the moment everything changes. Then, your phone vibrates. Unknown number. You answer without thinking. Go, a voice says, calm, unemotional, not asking. The line disconnects. You don't pack a bag. You don't shut anything down. You just grab your jacket and leave because some part of you understands something the rest of you doesn't yet. You've already been inside their system longer than you realize. Room 7 doesn't exist on any public floor plan. You know that because you checked on the way here, twice. The building itself is government-owned, but not labeled as anything important. No flags, no signage, just glass, steel, and silence. The kind of place designed to look forgettable. You reach the 7th floor anyway. There's no hallway marker, no room numbers, just a long corridor with identical doors and no visible cameras. But you can feel them, watching, recording, judging. You walk until one of the doors clicks open before you touch it. Inside, it's colder. One table, 2 chairs, no windows. A man sits across from the empty seat, hands folded like he's been waiting for you longer than you've been alive. He doesn't introduce himself. You isolated your systems 3 years ago. No wireless, no external dependencies, custom encryption layers. You assumed that made you invisible. You don't sit. You got in, you reply. So either I was wrong or you cheated. He almost smiles. We didn't get in, he says. We let you think you were out. That lands harder than you expect. You sit. He slides a thin device across the table. No branding, no ports, just a smooth black surface that reflects your face back at you like a mirror. You've been testing the perimeter, breaking systems you weren't supposed to find, banking networks, private defense contractors, internal security frameworks that don't officially exist. You don't deny it. That's how they found you, or how they let you think they found you. You're good, he says. Better than good. You're careful. You don't brag. You don't leave signatures. That's why you're still here. A pause. Everyone else either gets caught or gets erased. You feel that sentence more than you hear it. What do you want? You ask. He leans forward slightly. We want you to stop knocking on doors and start walking through them. Silence stretches between you. You'll have access to systems that don't exist in any registry, infrastructure that controls markets, communications, elections, military positioning, layers beneath layers, not just data, but influence. Your mind is already racing ahead, mapping possibilities, risks, angles. And the catch? You ask. There's no exit, no hesitation, no sugarcoating. You don't resign, you don't retire, you don't go public. The moment you're inside, you're part of the system, permanently. You glance at the device on the table. It's not just access, it's ownership and imprisonment. You're offering me control over systems that run the world, you say slowly, in exchange for my life. He shakes his head. No, he says, in exchange for your relevance. That's when you realize the truth. They don't need you, but they've decided they don't want you outside. You pick up the device. It's warm, like it's been waiting for you. The first time you log in, nothing happens. No interface, no dashboard, no obvious entry point, just a blank field. Then you type a command, and the world opens. It doesn't look like what you expected. No dramatic visuals, no glowing maps, just structured layers of raw access, segmented networks stacked like a living organism. It's not designed to impress, it's designed to function. You start small. Traffic systems. You reroute a city's congestion pattern in under 30 seconds, watching how the algorithms adapt in real time. It's clean, efficient, invisible. No alerts, no trace. Then, communications. Encrypted channels between diplomatic offices. You don't read content at first, you just observe the patterns. Frequency, timing, gaps where something clearly happened but left no record. That's where the real information lives, in absence. Hours pass without you noticing. Then, a message appears in your interface. Test complete. Proceed. Your access expands, not gradually, instantly. Financial systems unfold in front of you. Offshore accounts layered through shell companies that trace back to names you recognize, and many you don't. Defense networks, surveillance grids, internal databases that map not just identities, but behaviors, predictions. You lean back, heart steady, but mind accelerating. This isn't hacking anymore. This is control. Weeks pass, or maybe months. Time becomes irrelevant. You stop thinking in days and start thinking in operations, objectives, windows. You learn the rules without anyone telling you. You don't interfere without purpose. You don't draw attention to the system. And most importantly, you don't ask who else is inside. Because sometimes, late at night, you see commands that aren't yours. Clean, precise, executed faster than you would have done them. And that bothers you more than anything. Your first real assignment doesn't come as a command. It comes as a suggestion, a flagged pattern in a financial network, minor inconsistencies, nothing that would trigger an external audit, but enough to suggest someone is moving money where they shouldn't. You follow it, layer by layer. Shell companies, false identities, routing through jurisdictions designed to disappear transactions. Whoever built it is good, very good. You feel something familiar, respect. Then you break it, not by force, by understanding it. You slip into the structure, reroute a single node, and watch the entire network expose itself like a nervous system under pressure. Names surface, locations, connections. It leads to someone high up, not just wealthy, protected. You pause. This isn't just a target, this is a message. You send the data through the system. Seconds later, the response comes. Confirmed. Execute disruption. Your fingers hover over the keys. This is the line. Up until now, you've observed, adjusted, tested. Now, you're about to act. You don't hesitate long. You freeze accounts across 3 continents simultaneously, trigger internal audits, leak just enough information into the right channels to make it look organic. Within hours, the network collapses. Publicly, it's called a corruption scandal. Privately, it's called cleanup. You watch it unfold from your terminal, feeling something shift inside you. Power isn't loud, it's precise, and you just used it. The more you operate, the less you recognize yourself.
You start seeing systems everywhere. People become patterns, conversations become data points, decisions become predictable outputs. You don't react anymore, you anticipate, and sometimes you manipulate. Just slightly. A delayed message here, a rerouted call there. Tiny changes that ripple outward into real-world consequences. At first, you justify it, efficiency, optimization. But then you catch yourself doing it when no one asked you to. That's when it hits you. The system isn't just something you use, it's something you're becoming part of. One night, you find something you weren't supposed to, not because it's hidden, but because it's buried. Deep within the architecture, beyond the operational layers, there's a segment that doesn't follow the same structure. No clear indexing, no documentation, just raw, fragmented data. You shouldn't go in, so you do. It takes hours to map even a fraction of it. What you find isn't financial or military, it's personal. Profiles, not just identities, but complete psychological breakdowns, habits, fears, leverage points, predictive models of behavior under stress. And your name is there. You stop breathing for a second. You open it. Every decision you've made since entering the system is logged, analyzed, scored. There's a progression chart, not of your access, of your compliance. You scroll further. There are others, names you've never seen before. Some marked active, some terminated. You close the file, slowly, carefully, like it might explode. The next message comes immediately. You went too far. You don't respond. You just sit there, staring at the empty screen, feeling something cold settle in your chest. A new line appears.
Now you understand. You look at your reflection in the dark monitor. For the first time since you entered this system, you feel small. Days pass. No assignments. No expansions, just silence. You keep working, but it's different now. Every action feels watched, measured, judged, because it is. You start noticing delays in your commands, microseconds, but enough to feel intentional, like someone is observing how you react, testing you, the same way you test systems. Then it happens. A breach. Not yours, not theirs, external. For the first time since you've been inside, something hits the system from the outside and doesn't immediately collapse. It's sophisticated, layered, familiar. You lean forward, eyes narrowing, because you recognize the style. It's how you used to work, before this, before them. You track it, peeling back the layers, following the intrusion path as it snakes deeper into the architecture. Whoever this is, they're not just probing, they're looking for something. The same place you went, that buried lair. You have seconds to decide. You can stop them, or you can let them through. Your hands hover over the keyboard. For the first time since you joined, this isn't their decision. It's yours. And whatever you choose, the system will remember.